the ACR. I always get a bit lost there, but wasn't that a great interview with Frank the Tank Ropers? Grantlee Kieza, good morning.
Good morning, Paul. Yeah, Frank the Tank Ropers, what a great fighter he was. He was an absolute legend. I remember going down with Jeff Fennick for a fight in Melbourne, and Frank Ropers was one of the stars of the show down there that night, and boy, what a great fighter he was. I remember also him coming up to Brisbane to fight some big fights up here against Hector Thompson and Brian Jansen. He was a tremendous Australian champion.
He certainly was. He won the Australian welterweight title 5 times. He tells me he fought 5 Hall of Famers. He must have been something else, Grant. I wish we had old videos of these guys. I'm sure there's a bit of footage.
He had the great fight with Barry Michael. He didn't win that fight, but it was, an epic Australian fight, one of the great Australian fights of all time.
I actually watched that. Come to think of it, yeah.
With Johnny Famer as the referee, what a tremendous contest that was. Barry got Frank to boil down a fair bit, and that sort of told on him in the later rounds.
Yeah,
it was a tremendous clash, and Frank can hold his head high as one of the great Australian champions. He was tremendous. Certainly in my youth, he was one of the real standout Australian fighters.
Yeah, he was just saying before, with all these titles and that now, there was only 2 recognised back in his day. He said with all these titles now, he said all them boys that he thought would be a walk-up start for them. Just the way he said it, mate, you can hear it in his voice. It'd be a walk-up start, Paul, for these guys just to win any of them titles, and it's true. Yeah. It's true, in it, Grant. They would, in this day and era, in this day and age.
A lot more titles on offer these days, of course. Yeah.
But what's happening? What's the latest, Grant, in Australian boxing?
The big thing up here, of course, is Jeff Horn against Anthony Mundine. It's all set for November 30. I spoke to Anthony during the week. He said this is going to be his last fight.
I've heard him say that before.
Yeah, well, he's said it a few times, but at 43, you can't sort of imagine him backing up too much, unless, of course, he's very much an underdog, but if he manages to get up and he can jag a big fight in America, he says he doesn't want to fight the young Turks like Charlos and those guys, but if he could get a big fight against one of the big-name Americans, he'd seriously consider it.
Yeah, right.
But he's going to have his hands full with Jeff Horn, of course. He's very confident. He's talking up a good game, but... Well, we saw Anthony against Joshua Clottey and Hatley at 70 kilos. He wasn't the great force that he'd been at a heavier weight. So you think that common sense would tell you that Jeff Horn's going to walk through him with those big power and that constant aggression and that very high work rate. But we'll wait and see. I mean, Jeff also knows he's got to be very careful because Anthony's fast. He can still punch with that right hand. He's very, very experienced and very crafty.
100%.
And, self-belief goes a long way in any sport, and Anthony's got that in abundance. He's very much a man who thrives on self-belief, and by fight time, he's going to bring his weight down very, very gradually. He said he's probably walking around about 77, 78 kilos now, but in 2 or 3 weeks, he'll be 75, and he's going to sit on that for a few weeks and come down in the last couple of weeks to 71. He's talking about going over to the United States to train with Roy Jones and his team over there. Roy Jones and his father for a few weeks before the fight. So he's taking it very, very seriously. This is his big chance, like Anthony has proclaimed for a long time that he's the greatest athlete and all that sort of stuff, and that he's been a big draw card in Australian boxing for nearly 20 years. Or this is his chance of a big football stadium fight against Big Manny Pacquiao. This is his chance to really make a statement, and Jeff Horn knows how serious that Anthony is, and he's preparing accordingly as well. I think it's going to be a great show. I really do. I think it's going to be a terrific fight up here, and there's talk of a terrific undercard.
I've heard it's going to be a great undercard.
Joe Goodall against Solomon Hamono. That looks like it's a go. Maybe possibly even Joe Goodall against Paul Gallen if Paul steps up to the mark, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
So there was a big chance there was going to be Lucas Brown against Alex Leopai, and the promoters, they were planning up the $60,000 to pay Lucas, that he told me he wanted to fight Alex Leopai, but now it turns out that Lucas is going to have a fight in New Zealand against Junior Party, which is a bit of a step down from Alex Leopai, unfortunately, because that's shaped up as a really, really great Australian fight.
Yeah, it's a shame, innit, that didn't go ahead. I mean, who else is on the card again, Grant?
Well, both both teams are going to get fighters. There's talk that Reynolds Quinlan could go against Les Sherrington, so that's quite a possibility. Both teams are going to get 4 undercard fights each, and they've both been given $100,000 to put them together. So if they can make it even a bigger fight, the budget will go up. But that's shaping up as a pretty good undercard at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? It's what Australian boxing needs. You've got to give it to Mundine. He does back himself, doesn't he, mate?
He's talking up a good game, and he's very convincing. But the proof will be on the night, I suppose, and we'll just see how Jeff Horn. Jeff's got a lot to prove too after the loss to Terence Crawford. He's got a lot of criticism, unfairly. I think the loss to Terence Crawford. He was beaten, but he made it a competitive fight. He was still in there. He was. It wasn't like he got flattened in the first round. He gave Crawford one of the best fights that Crawford's had.
Yeah,
and Crawford is, probably the best boxer in the world at the moment, pound for pound. And even when the fight stopped, it wasn't like Jeff was out on his feet or gone. A couple of the referee jumped in.
Like a true warrior, he wanted to continue.
I've seen fights that aren't world titles, just prelim fights, and they go hammer and tongs for like that all night. I mean, I thought it was a very quick stoppage. I didn't think Jeff was going to win, but he certainly wasn't disgraced in that fight. And when you think that all the fighters that Crawford had fought, Jeff had really only fought one top line guy, and that was Manny Pacquiao, who but Crawford's been fighting the top echelon of fighters, including the Olympic gold medalist Felix Diaz. He's fought all those guys for many, many years, so a lot more experience his way.
Oh, Jeff did remarkably well, Jeff, on Southpaws, they're awkward buggers, and I thought he did well on the night, nothing to be ashamed of. But back to that.
We've got another really good fighter coming up tonight, Liam Parrow, against a German guy called Michael Tadlik. So that's going to be good. That's on Fox Sports tonight. Yeah,
that's a good card. I just read that out before. The thing I love about this card, Grant, it's all Aussie fighters except for the Liam Parrow's opponent. But that's what we need. We could put so many good fights on Fox Sports here. Just inside Australian boxing alone, we don't need to bring. We do not need to bring over bloody overseas fighters. I know we got a shortage here in Sydney, but they'd be jumping at it if it was a live Fox Sports show. And this is fantastic. This card, it's on 5:03 tonight. I think it starts at 7:30. Grant, am I right?
Yep.
Correct. Yep. And it's just
Angelo De Carlo puts on great shows. Like he puts on shows every few weeks up here, and they're invariably really well matched. He's got another good fighter called Adrian Rodriguez, and a number of good fighters on the undercard that he uses. He's got a real good stable up here, and they're always very, very well matched fights. So that's on tonight, and straight away Liam Parrow is leaving for France. He's going over there to watch his mate Matt Flanagan fight the big Indian guy for the interim world cruiserweight title. So that'll be great. And then from there, provided he wins tonight, he's going over to Panama for the WBO convention to see if he can jump up his world rating. He's going into this fight as number 6.
Good idea.
But he's fighting a German guy who's 21-1, a record of 21 wins, 1 loss, or 22-1, I should say. So terrific record. A good tough guy. The only loss he's had was on points to European champion. So very high standard. Liam Parrow, this is obviously the best fighter that he's fought, but I've watched him for a long time now. He's a terrific amateur, and he gave Jeff Horn great sparring before both the Pacquiao and the Crawford fight. So he's the real deal, and there's a plan there to make him a world champion within 12 to 18 months. So so we'll just see how that develops. But there's a lot happening up here. Flanagan's, as I say, he's fighting for the World Cruiserweight title. He's originally from Townsville, but he's based in Brisbane now, and we saw him a couple of years ago fight last year it was, against Denis Lebedev for the world title over in Russia, and he got decked, but boy, he was still in the fight all the way. He gave Lebedev a good fight for 12 rounds, and Lebedev's notorious for knocking out lots of top fighters, including the likes of Roy Jones, so a big, dangerous, very, very heavy puncher, and fighting him in Russia, very intimidating for Flanagan, but he managed to go the distance, and he said that, that it was a great learning experience for him. He realised that in that fight that even like the great champions like Lebedev, they're only fighters with limitations, and no champion is as great as you think they are, and everybody's beatable. He says if he'd thrown a lot more punches and been more aggressive, he would have been a chance in there. Because he's not going to make the same mistake against the big arm, over there in Marseille next Saturday. So let's hope he can do the job. It'd be terrific.
Yeah, fingers crossed. 20th of October, is it, Grant? That did you say?
Yeah, the 20th of October. And on the same day was the Maloney, Jason Maloney's going in there for the world bantamweight title that Jeff Fennick once held over in Orlando, Florida. So real lot happening in Australian boxing at the moment. We've got some great champions, real talents. The Maloney boys, boy, you couldn't meet two nicer kids than them. They're just absolutely champion blokes and great boxers. Andrew in his last fight was down there in Bendigo and he beat Luis Concepcion, who had been a long-time champion, a very, very talented guy, but Andrew got the better of him, and it's quite possible, it's very, very possible that those two guys could be twin world champions in a couple of years. So we'll wait and see.
You just never know, do you? Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also we've got Thomas Hogan up here in December. He's fighting Jamie Weech, who's a Welsh guy based over in NWA. So he's in the world top 15, so it'll be the third world top 15 opponent that Hogan has fought in his last three fights. He beat a pretty good guy from Japan, and then he beat the English-based Irishman in his last fight. So they were both good performances against world top 15 opponents, and he's not the number one contender now, so he's bound to get a title shot before too long. It's going to be a tough one. He's up against that Jamie Munguia, who's a big bloke. He's like the George Foreman of the junior middleweight, big giant power puncher, just walks forward slugging away. So he's got the job in front of him. But Hogan's a good boxer. He's got Glenn Rushton training him up. So yeah, we'll wait and see.
Thank you, Grant. Look, you're full of information, mate. I love it.
No worries.
Thanks again, Grant, for coming on. You've said some interesting things there that people wouldn't have known of.
Yeah, my pleasure, mate. It was interesting seeing, just for fun, it was interesting seeing Mundine up here. Like, he's already playing mind games with the Jeff Horn camp.
He never stops that, does he?
But, like Glenn Rushton's a real big self-belief man, a big motivation man, and he got into Jeff Horn's ear before the Pacquiao fight, convinced him that he could beat Pacquiao. But now Mundine's playing the mind games. He's saying, Glenn Rushton's, he's a brave guy with Jeff. He's telling him one more round against Terence Crawford. He wants to be very careful. This is what Mundine said. He says he wants to be very careful in this fight, Glenn Rushton, that he doesn't get his boy hurt. If he's caught in a flogging, he wants to stop the fight because he's going to get hurt. Already he's playing those mind games. He's a very, very clever athlete, and I say that self-belief goes a long way. I don't know if it'll be enough to get over Jeff Horn, but I think it's going to make it very, very interesting. The naysayers seems to find it saying it's a farce. I won't watch it. Not getting any money, but I guarantee when it's on, the whole country will be glued.
Yeah,
if they're not,
they will.
Glued to the TV just to see what happens, because
100%, Grant.
With Anthony Mundine, you can never
write him off.
You can never write him off, and you can always expect the unexpected with him. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I'm tipping Jeff Horn to win inside the distance. But look, in saying that, you just never know. You never know what's going to happen in boxing, mate, until they jump in the ring.
8 months ago at Adelaide Oval, I was right on the ring apron as Anthony stormed home against Danny Green in the last couple of rounds, and he was really giving it to Danny Green that last round. I don't know if Jeff Horn could do that. I don't know if Jeff Horn could be giving it to Danny Green in the last round or not. So, like I say, anything can happen.
It certainly can, Grant. Well, once again, thanks for coming on the show, mate.
My pleasure, Paul. Anytime, mate. It's a great show, and you're doing a great job for boxing, mate. All credit to you.
I won't annoy you next weekend to come on the show. I'm going bush, mate, so I'll leave you be.
Good on you, champion.
Thanks, mate.
No, my pleasure. Good on you, Paul.
Thanks a lot, mate. And that was Grantlee Kieza. What a great guy he is. Comes on the show whenever I give him a buzz. Before we wrap it up, I know